This is going to be your weekly chakra energy check-in. If it's meant for you, it's meant for you. We're going to take a look at the energies that you may be experiencing throughout your chakras. So in the comments, please let me know your word of the day, word of the week, your general vibe. So as I'm sitting here this morning, I'm thinking about what kind of energy do we have today? And it's definitely a mixed bag. So in some aspects, take the rest if you're feeling tired or you want to just lounge, if that's possible for you. Obviously depends on your work schedule, time of the day that you're watching this video. But today might be a day to actually just simplify your life a little bit, as in take it easy. On the other hand, there's a strong drive and energy that can be a bit tense. You know, this might be a day where you have to watch your tongue, be careful of your interactions with other people. This can also be a spicy day. You might feel like there's some real physical intensity between you and your person. And hey, that's great. But I would just say be mindful of the energy today. It is quite intense, a little bit of instability with some Uranus aspects. So I'm so curious to know what's going to come out in this reading today. So let's take a look at some overall themes and messages. And we have here time capsule. I have the confidence to be myself. Okay, so here's the thing. This is a number 11 card, and 11s are all about brand new beginnings. And I love that. But here's a thought just for a second. What's something that you remember about your younger self that was so confident? What would you like to bring into your present? Because, I mean, we can visit the past, we can't live there. So what's one thing that you would love to take from your past self and apply it to your present in regards to confidence? You know, I think that, you know, life happens, of course, and things get in the way, and we shift and we change, and sometimes we lose ourselves. And so I would just ask you, what is it that you could bring into the present confidence-wise from the past? Now let's take a look here at another deck and see what we need to know about this energy today. And it says fluid. May you shift and transform. And this again is my point. You know, we can visit the past, we can't live there. You know, we can't try to necessarily recreate everything that used to be. We have to transform, we have to change, we are lifelong learners. And I'll put it to you this way. Let me give you a different spin on these two cards for a moment, just because it may be important to some of you. And that is, there could be a fear of change and transformation. And if you're fighting the shift and you're trying to live in the past, you're going to get resistance. And the resistance comes from, you know, not paying attention to the signs and synchronicities that are trying to nudge you forward. You know, it's the stubbornness that says, I don't want to change. It could even be perceived openness. I talk about that all the time, where many people feel that they're open, but really they want to hold themselves back into a comfort zone that's not so comfortable. So you kind of have to ask yourself, you know, are you fighting the shift? Because transformation and change can be so rewarding. It just really depends on your perspective, okay? So let's take a look here. I've got another message. We have intuition. You know, I think a lot of people struggle with what is their intuition and what is their anxiety. You know, trusting your intuition means I've got an idea, I've got a feeling, and I'm going to feel it out. I'm going to check it out. I'm going to see what happens. But I think that's why we're afraid to change, is because what if it's wrong? But you have no way of knowing that until you actually cross that bridge, okay? So let's take a look at the Chakra Wisdom Tarot. We're going to take a card for each chakra in the body. And what I love about this deck is that it gives us all the different colors. So each card is a different chakra. So we'll see what kind of messages come through, and then I'll clarify them with some oracle cards. So let's take a look at your root chakra, your foundation. And we've got the Magician, and I do love that. Now, it's kind of interesting because the Magician is a sacral chakra card, which is Venus, self-worth, self-value, and self-respect. That's the orange here. And I'm thinking about confidence here. I asked you, what's something that you could take from the past and apply it to your present? Because the Magician says you have all the tools. Now, the Magician is Gemini and Virgo energy because it's Mercury. Mercury is all about communication. And so what would you like to communicate to the universe about yourself? What would you like to show as your confidence? What would make you feel more confident about changing or the journey? Okay, let's take a look now at the oracle cards to see what you need to know. Okay, the snake. Okay, interesting. Well, this is a card that I see as shedding skin. Okay, it can also be a Kundalini awakening if any of you have ever experienced that up your chakras. But I do think that this is a card that indicates you may have had some deception or betrayal in your life. This even says backstab, toxicity, silent treatment from someone you love. And that doesn't have to be romantically. That can be from a parent. That can be from a friend. It can be from somebody just in general really important to you. Now, it can also be a spicy energy. I mean, we did talk about that today, that you might be feeling a little bit of passion in the pants. But in general, this is energy that's counterproductive. And that's why I'm asking, are you fighting the shift? Like, what are you communicating to the universe? Because remember, your thoughts, your feelings, your words, and your actions communicate. It emits a signal to other people, right? So if you're struggling, if you're negative, if you're unhappy, or if you're having negative self-talk, you're emitting that, you're putting that out there. So you have to be very mindful of that. And let's see, the airplane. Okay, this is about ascension. You've got to overcome those past traumas, triggers, and hurts. You've got to rise up. Okay, this is about freeing yourself from the things that held you back. The past is not a bad thing. It just depends on how much you're living in the past. And I think a lot of people like to live in old stories that can actually keep them from moving forward. Yeah, but this happened. Yeah, but that happened. Yeah, but here I was hurt. But this, yeah, whatever it is. We could have this conversation probably for hours on that topic. But the fact is that you can't change the past. You can change the present. You can change who you are. And it takes time. It takes consistency in order to have a better future. Remember what I always say, take what you've learned from the past, apply it to the present so you can have a better future. So let's take a look at Venus, which is the sacral chakra. Your self-worth, self-value, there you go. 6 of Cups, the past. So there's definitely a theme here today. 6 of Cups is inner childhood wounds. It's nostalgia or memories. And here's the thing I was actually just about to say, and I got off track, and that is there's a difference between living in the past and thinking about memories. And what I mean by that is it's okay to have memories. It's okay to celebrate something that happened years ago, or to think about a loved one who's passed away. You're not taking away from that memory. You're not forgetting someone just because you're living your life. You can remember them. You can laugh. You can smile. You can have warm feelings for that time. But you have to be careful about what you associate with those times in the past, especially how it can keep you there. And I always talk about signs and synchronicities. When people see angel numbers, or they see birth dates, or they see whatever it is that they see or experience, a lot of the times those signs can pull you backwards, because those are things you want to see in order to stay in that energy, or to confirm that it has to be this, and that. And remember that sometimes they're just tests. They're just testing to see whether you're in the old or the new, or whether you're going to make some changes. And if you're not making the changes, what tends to happen is you get, bombarded over and over and over and over again with the same stuff, right? So the 6 of Cups is an energy of the past. And so your confidence, you might be thinking about a time in the past, but you have to be mindful, okay, of that energy, or how much you're focusing on it. See, you've got to find your strength and your courage and your confidence. Queen of Wands, Queen of Fire. You've got to find that strength to move yourself forward. It's not easy. Like I said, oftentimes people love to stay in a story of the past of how things used to be, because that's what they know, right? Just as a random example, think about when you talk about where you grew up, okay? And these streets, and those houses, and this, that, whatever. And you tell that story a million times over, and you talk like the place is still the same. What's really hard about growing up and going out in the world, things don't stay the same. I remember when I moved back to my hometown area just over a year ago. Actually, my goodness, this week it's going to be a year that I've moved back. And, when I was back in my home area, yeah, it's nice, but it's actually not really my home anymore. I've been living where I am now for so much longer, and it's become my home, even though I didn't think it was. Sometimes you have to go on that journey in order to recognize, where you've been and where things have taken you and why. That's why I love the book The Alchemist so much. I've had actually some people ask me to do an Alchemist book talk again, and I'm open to that. If anybody wants to do one, do a 4-week class and study of The Alchemist, I am open to that, but it depends again on you guys. But let's take a look here. Strength and courage to move forward. And there's the bodybuilder. This is the point. Power and strength and being determined and disciplined. It's like working out. Your body's not going to change in a day, a week. You will see slow changes over time because of the amount of effort you put in, but you need the strength and the courage to do something different, to get out of past energies. Maybe this is you wanting to work on your physical self. Maybe this is saying, I felt more confident when I worked out more, or I was more active, or I was doing this sport or this hobby. Maybe you like to play tennis. Maybe, you like to go on more hikes, whatever it is. Maybe this is just a reminder to say, hey, listen, be more active and it'll help you feel better. Okay, so let's take a look at the solar plexus. And the solar plexus is all about your personal power and how you embark on things. Well, 8 of Cups, first things first, you got to walk away from things that no longer serve you. You have to have the power within you, in that gut, like right in that part of your body that says, I'm ready for change, that fire in your belly kind of vibe. And you got to walk away from the things that no longer serve you and walk towards the things that are so much better. How do you know? Ooh, this card just went flying. How do you know something's not going to be the best thing that ever happened to you? Well, happiness. Wow. It's funny. I didn't even shuffle, and this card kind of just went right off the top. So the bouquet, happiness, harmony, beauty, creativity, a gift. Oops, I got a kitty cat knocking some things over here. Openness, being expressive, warmth, and gratitude. I love it. So you've got to kind of make some moves there and have the confidence to do it. Let's see where it takes you. Now, with that, we have here the declaration. What do you declare today? What do you declare that you are going to do different? Because this is about just embarking on that journey, declaring today that I am going to make a change. What's the change you would like to make? Wow, what a very inspirational reading today. Okay, so let's take a look at the heart chakra. What do we need to know about matters of the heart? Healing. And it's a heart chakra card because it's green. 4 of Swords, healing, rest, rejuvenation. Maybe you need some rest right now. Maybe you need to work on that healing in whatever way that is. Maybe that's through talking to someone who can help you. Maybe that is through grounding yourself in nature, doing something nice for yourself, cutting yourself off from people that are toxic or not good for your personal growth and evolution. And that's really hard to do. I think from my conversations lately, I'm noticing that a lot of people are having shifts in their friendships, where you can't take everyone with you. And it's become very obvious that there are changes, and it is what it is, So I think that sometimes we have to declare that we're going to make some moves even when it's difficult, even when we don't want to leave people behind, or even when we're going to miss the old energies. And that's the nostalgia, right? Comes right back to what we were originally talking about. And let's see here, the eagle. So this is telling you to change the status quo or challenge the status quo. This is about your longevity. This is about you being proud of who you are, confident. And it's also about having a clear vision and perspective, understanding the past, knowing where you are in the present, and working towards a better future. So let's take a look at what else we need to know here. We have changing. Things are changing. And that is so hard to digest for people because they don't want to leave their friends behind. They don't want to leave their family behind. But let me ask you a general question right now. How many of you have a situation where you need to leave it behind? Maybe that's a family situation where there's some boundaries or even some narcissistic tendencies, unfortunately. This could be a friendship that has outgrown itself, where, you just see the change and it happens, you know. But essentially, I think many of you, from what I'm experiencing in sessions lately, you're going through major changes in relationships and situations in your life. Okay, so in the throat chakra, it's interesting, we got a blue card, which is, throat chakra and communication. The moon, the moon is about purging and surrendering. So when I said earlier today, you might want to watch your tongue, it's okay to release thoughts and feelings. Like, you can talk about them. You have to be mindful of how you do it, though. Like, if your feelings are angry and tense, argumentative, whatever, you have to ask yourself, what will you get in return? And I understand that not everybody is calm or aware in the moment because emotions can take over. But essentially, this might be the sign for you to have a conversation where you let go of some things, and this is also a card of intuition. Let me add that. Maybe intuitively pick your battles. And I say this all the time. You have to know how to pick your battles, especially in confrontation, especially in work environments, especially in family environments. My goodness, friends, pick your battles wisely, or in a relationship, right? And so with that, we have here, things will unfold. You have a major opportunity for something. Again, warmth, growth, expansion, building strength. A lot of repeating messages here. Maybe you're building the strength to communicate better, to be open to new opportunities, to see where they take you. And look, unconditional love, romance, soulmates, uncommon bond, best friends, appreciation, infinite love. Well, love for yourself brings love with other people. Building your confidence attracts new relationships, new people into your life. Change is actually what brings you the things that you want, believe it or not. It's being open with your heart, putting yourself out there. Okay, let's take a look at the third eye. So the third eye is all about your intuition. And here's the thing, so many of you are stuck in some heartbreak, and it affects your intuition because some people, and I say it respectfully, don't want to let go. They don't want to let go of a person. They don't want to let go of a situation. They want to be loved. And I completely understand that because I've been there. We've all been there. All we want is to be loved, and all we want is to be chosen. But we let that affect our intuition. That's what gets in the way of actually making the moves. It's saying that, I don't know, 5 years ago this happened to me, 10 years ago that happened to me, 12 years ago, oh my gosh, this was life-changing, in the sense of like, it hurt me so much and I've never been the same. Well, there comes a point where we have to get up and go, and we can't let that cloud our intuition. Sometimes I get it. We want what we want, but is it really what we need? We think that's what we need, and that's why we hold on to it so tightly. But the more we do that, it just runs away from us. So let's see what we need to know about that. Well, there's the man. I mean, look, this could be you or someone you're dealing with. This could be about a man if this is for you. But I'm going to put it to you this way. Masculine energy is telling you to move forward. It's telling you to move on. At a certain point, you got to move on. What will it take? I always ask people this question, like, what will it take? I know what it was for me. You have to be at a point where you're so tired of it that you will never entertain that thought, that feeling, that situation ever again. You got to be so tired, and it all depends on where you're at in your journey. And there's the ballet shoes. This is telling you to have stamina and endurance, effort required. How badly do you want to make a move? How badly? That's what it comes down to. How badly do you want the change in your life? Okay, let's take a look at the crown chakra. Oh, geez, my goodness. I got 2 cards here. Let's take it. Okay, here's my point. Okay, we went from manifesting at the bottom here, having all the tools, being in the past, needing to walk away from it, needing to heal it, needing to purge and surrender, trust your intuition, let go of the heartbreak. And then, I mean, look at this. The crown chakra, you're getting all these downloads, okay? You're getting all these signs and synchronicities, exactly what I just said a moment ago. Seven of Cups is where you have options and you might not make a decision. You might just lay there and be like, meh, I don't know what to do. I'm stuck. And I can help you with that if you need help. You know, we can talk it through. But essentially, this is basically saying not making a decision is making a decision. You have to grieve it. You have to let go of the disappointment. You have to let go of the sadness because it's not helping. It's just creating more of what you don't want. So let's take a look at, the beaver, the oracle card here. Things work against you, but persistence pays off. You've got to persevere. There are new things on the horizon if you want them to be. You've got to be determined. And you got to make your dreams real. Like if you desire love, well, then you got to keep putting yourself out there. You can't try to fix the person that you're chasing because that's not going to help you. You've got to fix you. And I know that's one of the hardest things to do because I've been there. Now, person of Earth, you might be an Earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, have those placements, be dealing with one. But this is telling you to be more grounded, secure. I also tell you to stop being stubborn. You know, we want stability here. We want dependable energy. We don't want to be in the chaos. And let me put it to you this way also. I say it all the time. People often are in this energy of what am I going to worry about when I have nothing to worry about? We always want to have something to worry about, even though of course we don't want to worry. But that's an emotional pain body of response, right? So let's take an inner child oracle card here just to kind of see what we need to know. Disappointment is not the end. Boom, right there. The Five of Cups is disappointment. It is not the end. There is hope even in the darkest of nights. Absolutely. Having hope is one of the most powerful things that you can do. But hope also requires action. Meaning you've got to make moves if you want to get to where you want to be. Let me just take one of these cards here because I feel like it will add to the message. And we have She Who Flows. Ease, being open to change, go with the flow of life. There you go, right there. Okay? Change is necessary. I really hope this resonates with you. Thank you so, so much for your kindness and support. I always appreciate your likes, your comments, your shares. I know this was a really deep reading today, but I hope it resonates. Again, thank you, and I wish you an amazing day.